So my research colleague, Dr. Udermolen at Cornell University, is a board-certified pediatrician, and she is a researcher and conducts research with children looking at trigeminal system response, which again explains your son's aversion to sparkling water. It's this horrible, horrible sensation. I'm going to guarantee if you give your son Altoid mints, they burn, they hurt so profoundly. So about 3 years ago I found Dr. Udermolen was doing this work on behaviors and personalities and learning abilities and career choices from childhood all the way through adulthood based on very similar segmentations of sensory sensitivity. And we start with the purity of seeking the sensations that are most naturally delicious and that we're most inclined towards, and that's sweetness and umami. That's what humans love. Human breast milk has 10 times more umami taste compounds than cow's milk. And so literally we're weaned from that and we want it. So what happens is over time our brains start attaching to prestige and emulation and aspiration. Mom and dad are drinking coffee. Ooh, I want some coffee. Here, want some coffee, kid? Try it. Oh my God, how can you drink this crap? All right. So what happens over time is we start then to have these associations, these memories, and we try to project into the future that, oh, the wine will be much better when it ages, or the phenomenon we were just talking about, which is the Chinese very frequently having to resort to adding Coca-Cola to make the Lafite Rothschild that they're driving global prices up to these ridiculous levels, but it's all about their prestige. And it's probably way more natural and pure for them to simply go, I honor you, I served this great, great wine to you, it tastes like crap, try it with some Coke, it's really much better. And it's basically your son adding the ketchup to the vegetables and the things that he's doing what would actually have him have a better diet and better nutrition. And also you can find ways to emulate without ketchup that same kind of thing. But go back in Europe and look at the fact that most really aged red wines were actually more like Madeira than they were anything that we have in our brain today about what happens with aged wines. Because most vintages weren't good by any standard today. They were highly acidic, very tannic, very unpleasant, and it wasn't until they actually went into Madeirization, which is considered death to the wine today, that they became drinkable. And every now and then a 45 Mouton or a 28 Lafite would come along that evolved into something different, but that wasn't the norm. That's not what was in people's cellars mostly. It was what we would consider crap today, and if it were served to you, you'd go, this isn't what I'm expecting. And always in France, as wine became more and more dry, as champagne became dry, they put sugar in it. And it was quite all right to put a cube of sugar in your dry champagne, because the standard for dry champagne was 60 grams per liter was the standard. That's what dry champagne was. And there were all these sweet wines that were celebrated and very expensive that don't even exist today. They've been taken off the table or lumped into this dessert wine category. So what you have is the Chinese, for prestige, being told what they should like, finding out it tastes like crap, turning it into something that tastes better, and then we go back and chastise them for being natural.